the city that predicts emotional weather. The city was calm today too. There was not a cloud in the sky, and the wind was steady. The weather forecast for today was displayed on the Korea Meteorological Administration's
Today's
electronic
index
board. Stable 80%, angry 14%, sad 6%. A brief period of anxiety is expected in the afternoon. Yoonha reviewed the data in front of the monitor. The emotional currents throughout the city were flowing into numbers. Her job is to predict people's emotions every day, the morning news anchor said brightly. Today is expected to be a peaceful day. The emotional wave decreased by 3% compared to yesterday. People nodded to the news while drinking coffee. Life has become so much easier these days. There are far fewer violent incidents of venting anger every time Yoonha heard such conversations. Everything was peaceful, yet the world felt somehow suffocating. Socho District 3, an area where emotional forecasts are impossible throughout the day. One area flashed red. Socho District 3 no emotional data collection allowed. Received an on-site inspection order. The downtown area of Socho District buildings and offices was clean, and even the trash was tidied up. As I opened the cafe door, the automatic recognition system spoke. Welcome. Today's is set to tranquility. The owner scanned Yoonha's face and recommended a menu item without even asking. What you need is a tasteless cafe latte. Yoonha sat down and took a sip of her coffee. The temperature was just right, but I couldn't taste it. Was this neighborhood always this quiet? The owner laughed. I like quiet, don't you think? It's so nice that no one is fighting and the babies aren't crying. There was no warmth in his smile. The steam slowly cooled inside the coffee cup. A few days later, an emergency alert sounded across the entire Korea Meteorological Administration. Anger storm advisory issued. A red wave spread across the map. Yoonha was called into the conference room. It is estimated that around 120 violent incidents will occur. I guess we'll have to start Project ANGA. Yoonha was breathless. Ford? That was the secret code. A neurostimulating gas sprayed as fine particles into the atmosphere throughout the city. Artificial neural gas agent. Most of the population dismissed it as a simple morning fog. Yoonha, at the last line of the report, expected after anger reduction 94%, emotional stabilization 96%. That night, the city was truly quiet over the sky, and the street lights dimmed, and nothing happened. The next morning, the news said, the government successfully controlled its emotions. 27 violent incidents. An 82% decrease from previous years. Citizens were also relieved, smiled, but there was something strange about Yoonha's data. The graph was still, but the stillness felt closer to stillness than normality. Emotional dissonance syndrome. On her way to saw a strange sight at a downtown intersection. People were looking at each other and smiling, but there was no emotion in their eyes. An old man said, "Today is such a happy day." Tears streamed down her face as she said those words. Yoonha's heart sank. Government slogans flashed on large billboards on the streets. The fog gives us peace. But Yoonha knew. That afternoon, a new report arrived at the Korea Meteorological Administration that it was a drug that numbs emotions. 43% of the population found a discrepancy in emotional responses. The emotions haven't gone away, just playing separately from the body. Secret Report Horizon. Yoonha was searching through the system logs when she discovered an encrypted document. File name Horizon Report Secret Emotion Suppression Experiment. Report confidential experiment result anger suppression successful emotional expression system separation side effects emotional inconsistency emotional numbness emotional isolation controllable state maintained emotions alive but deactivated Yoonha's fingertips and I saw a name in the last signature field. Principal researcher in charge Lee Ji who worked at the Korea Meteorological Administration Agency and with whom she had lost contact for years, found Ji-hoo's abandoned laboratory. The old computer was still working. Ji-hoo's voice file remained on the monitor. Yoonha, emotions are like the weather. If you block the wind, the air becomes rotten. If you block the snow, the seasons disappear. Yoonha whispered, looking at the screen. You knew. The piece we created was a graveyard of emotions. At dawn, the central system of the Emotional Weather Bureau flashed red. The national emotional turmoil has entered a phase of unstable emotional backlash. Yoonha quickly opened the dashboard. The graph was tangled like a storm. My emotions started to go out of control. At that moment, a familiar voice came from the control room speaker. Yoonha, it's me, Ji-hoo. Everyone looked slowly at Yoonha in surprise. Ji-hoo's voice vibrated in the audio data. Project ANGA won't last long, even if you suppress human emotions. They eventually find their place. Yoonha whispered with trembling hands. No. I'm now just some data left in the system. However, I have a backup code left behind, a restoration algorithm that can revive emotional circuits. Yoonha followed the path that appeared on the screen. The folder name was only Reboot Heart. The city became increasingly strange. People were laughing, people were crying, people were screaming, emotions were exploding and coming back to life, and the police were out of control. A red warning sign flashed on the scoreboard. During the emotional storm, additional medication is recommended. Anti-anxiety. However, Yoonha took off her mask. Stop, I'm done now. She pressed the monitor with her fingertips. A system access warning appeared. Unauthorized access detected. Administrator privileges required. Then, Ji-hoo's voice came from the speaker again. Authorization run. Yoonha closed her eyes and typed the command, run. Reboot Heart. In an instant, the entire city's power flickered. The sky turned red, and the fog began to clear. It rained. It was really raining. People on the street stopped. Someone started crying. Some shouted, others hugged each other. It was chaos, but at the same time, it was life. Yoonha stood by the control room window. Waves of light spread beyond the window. People's emotions flowing into the sky, changing color. Red anger turned into orange warmth, blue gloom into purple hope. Ji-hoo's voice flowed into her ears for the last time. Yoonha, emotions are not dangerous. Spring comes where the storm has passed. Yoonha closed her eyes. A tear flowed down my face, but those tears were warm. The final phrase on the system screen was Reboot Heart. Success and resuming emotional forecast. The Korea. From that day, Meteorological Administration's forecast changed. Yoonha smiled quietly while looking at the monitor. The graph fluctuated again. Sadness 12%, joy 33%, anxiety 20%, anger 15%. These were abnormal, but living numbers. A few days later, the Korea Meteorological Administration's broadcast changed emotional forecast. A bit of anxiety in the recovery in the afternoon, and longing at night. Yoonha muttered as she submitted her final report. You realize that emotions are unpredictable, and that they exist in the moment you feel them. That's proof that we're alive. I opened a window, and the wind laughter and someone's tears were mixed together. Above the sky, clouds drifted by. The city was still unstable, but this time it was alive. I know now. Tranquility is not the absence of emotions, but a state of mind that is not afraid of emotions. Koriora Tales. Subscribe and like.